Welcome back to my channel, beautiful. So this makeup tutorial is on this look I have on. It's a purple inspired look with little bits of gold. So if you're interested in seeing how I achieve this makeup look, please keep on watching.
I already primed my skin using the milk of Magnesia. I'm applying my foundation all around my face. The products which I'll be using for this look will be in the description bar. So feel free to check the description bar to see the product details. Now I'm using my Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Cool Tan to define my forehead, my hairline area and the hollows of my cheeks. I'm using my foundation brush to blend that contour shade into my hairline and the hollows of my cheeks. So I'm just carefully blending that concealer into my skin so it blends in well. And I'm also blending it upwards a bit towards my cheekbone area. Now I'll be contouring the sides of my nose with the same concealer and this space in between my cupid's bow. So I'm using a concealer brush to blend out that concealer along the sides of my nose, as I also did for the space in between my cupid's bow. Now I'll be reaching for my concealer in the shade Cool Tan to highlight my under eye area, my forehead, my cupid's bow and my chin, and much later the bridge of my nose. And I'm going to be mixing two concealers. The Cool Tan is a bit too light for my skin, so I'm going to be adding the Fawn concealer so that my highlight is a bit more natural. It looks a bit more natural, because the Fawn concealer is more like my own it's like my own foundation shade, I would say. So I'm just using that damp beauty blender to blend that concealer into my skin. I'm also just patting it gently and pressing it into my skin so that it blends in well. So I'm just pressing in the concealer in, going gently so that it sits in well on my skin, blending it around my under eye area. So after doing that, I'll be reaching for the concealer and applying it down the bridge of my nose. That's for the purpose of highlighting the bridge of my nose. And I'm also going to mix both concealers, the Cool Tan shade and the Fawn shade, to also highlight the bridge of my nose. After I've highlighted the bridge of my nose with the Cool Tan concealer and the Fawn concealer, I'm just going to reach for my concealer brush to further define the contour I applied on the sides of my nose, to just define my nose a bit more. So after I've done that, I'm going to be reaching for my foundation brush now to just blend everything into my skin so that it all looks smooth and well blended. Then I'll reach for a beauty blender to just press the whole of the products into my skin, just carefully dabbing everything in so that everything is well blended. Now I'll be setting the highlighted parts of my face with my Sacha Buttercup setting powder, and I'm using a wedge to apply that powder all around the highlighted parts of my face. Take note, I always bake my face because I have a very oily skin. But then if you don't have oily skin, I don't advise you to bake for so long, because after I've applied the setting powder under my eye area, I don't dust it off until I've done my eyebrows and applied my eyeshadow and possibly even my lips. But the highlight I'll be applying just beneath the hollows of my cheeks, I'll be dusting that off almost immediately. But for the ones underneath my eye area, I will be leaving that one in there just to settle in to my skin a bit, and then also to act as a like a barrier for against any eyeshadow fallout. So I'll be using that dark shade in my Early Pride powder palette to set the contours on it along my hairline area and the hollows of my cheeks. And I'm also going to be blending that dark shade on my chin area just to further define my chin area, just to make it look a bit more skinny. So I'm just blending the dark shade along my chin area. So now I'm using the medium shade in that same palette to just blend out the highlights I placed on my forehead area and my hairline area. I'm just using the medium shade to blend everything out so that it looks a bit more natural, unlike before where it was looking too dark and too light altogether. Now I'm just defining my chin area so it looks well, it looks a bit sharp. So I'm using the medium shade now and a slanted fluffy blending brush to define the sides of my nose. Next I'll be moving over to sculpting my brows. So after I brush the brows in place with my spoolie, I'll be using my David's number 3 brow pencil to line my brows and also fill the brows in. Take note, after lining the brows, I'm basically just trying to fill in the sparse places in between the brows and creating hair-like strokes at the beginning part of my brow area. Then next I'll be reaching for my spoolie to brush the brows in place just to make sure it looks nice and well put together. So I'm just brushing the brow hairs and blending the products which I use in lining the brows in place. So after I've done that, I'm going to be reaching for my LA Girl concealer in shade Fawn to highlight my brows. That's basically just to define my brows well, and I'm using an angle brush to do that. So I'm just carefully using that concealer to sculpt my brows in place. I'll be doing that for both brows, and after I've finished defining both brows with the concealer, I'll be reaching for a blending brush to just blend that concealer I used in defining underneath my brow area. Be using the concealer brush, a blending brush to blend the concealer I used in defining my brows. So after doing that, I'll be moving over to applying my eyeshadow. So for my eyeshadow, I'll be using the Beauty Treats blush palette to serve as my transition color for just slightly above my crease and for my crease area. I'm using my blending brush and that brown blush that has a red undertone to just deepen my crease area. Then next up, I'll be reaching for a pinkish blush shade in that same palette to just highlight slightly above my crease area. So I'm just going to skip this eyes and move over to the other eyes so that this video is not too lengthy. So I already completed this eye makeup look, so I'll be showing you guys in depth on how I achieved this look. So as I already said earlier, I applied my transition color on my crease area and also blended another transition color just slightly above my crease area. Then now I'll be reaching for my sleek Caribbean collection eyeshadow palette, and I'll be using a purple shade in that palette and applying it to my inner eyelids, and also to my outer V area. And I'm using a small eyeshadow brush to do this. I'm just carefully applying my purple eyeshadow to my inner eyelid area and extending it towards the middle of my eyelids. And I'm doing the same for my outer V area. I'm just placing an eyeshadow on my outer V area and also slightly extending it to the middle of my eyelids. And while I'm applying the eyeshadow, I'm also trying to just blend it in a bit. So after I've applied that purple shade to my lids, I'm going to be reaching for a blending brush to blend everything in. After I've blended it a bit, I'll be reaching for my pointed blending brush to blend some black eyeshadow. I'm just using a little black eyeshadow just to deepen my outer V area. Then I'll be going back to my House of Tara eyeshadow palette, and I'm just wetting my eyeshadow brush a bit so that the eyeshadow comes on more easily. So I'm just applying that eyeshadow on the center of my eyelids. After I've finished applying that eyeshadow on my eyelids, I'll be reaching back for my blending brush just to blend my crease area well so that everything looks nice and smooth. So there are no harsh lines anywhere. Then next I'll be reaching for a small shader brush to apply the same gold eyeshadow applied on the center of my eyelids just directly under my waterline area. Then I'll be going back to that purple eyeshadow to apply it to the ends of my eyelids, the ends of my lower lids, and I'll be moving over to applying my eyeliner. I'm using the Xyron liquid eyeliner to line my eyes. After I've lined my eyes, I'll be using the MacBook extremely soft eyeliner pencil to line my waterline area. I'm going to be reaching for my mascara just to brush my eyelashes in place and prep them for the falsies that I'll be applying. I'm just brushing up my upper lashes and I'm also brushing my bottom lashes. And I'll be doing the same for both eyes. Then I'll be applying my false lashes. I'm using the red cherry lashes, and I had applied my duo eyelash adhesive on the lash and waited for it to get tacky. Then I'm applying the lash on top of my eyelashes. I just placed it on top. Then I'm using my tweezer to ensure that I place the lash closest to my lash line, and I'm just joining the falsies with my natural lashes and making sure it's well placed. After doing that, I'll be going back to my eyeliner just to ensure that eyeliner that applied there is still smooth and even, just to ensure that my eyelash glue didn't stain anything there. Then I'll be going back to my mascara to just blend in the falsies with my natural lashes. Next up, I'll just be dusting off the powder that is left on my face off with a fluffy powder brush. So after doing that, I'll be reaching for my Early Pride compact powder palette just to blend that medium shade, just to blend some powder all over my face, just to ensure that everything is well blended. So I'm just applying that powder all around my face to blend the contoured part of my face and the highlighted part of my face well. So I'm just gently blending the powder around my face, under my chin, and also for my forehead area. After doing that, I'll be applying my Forever Living lip balm on my lips and moving over to this old but good pencil to line my lips. I actually got a pencil from my mom's old box and thought of using it. So I'm just using that black pencil to line my lips, just carefully defining the shape of my lips well. After I've lined my upper lips, I'll be moving over to my lower lips to just line my lower lips well. I like to always be careful while I'm doing this so that I don't draw outside of my lip area. But even if you do that, you can always go back to a concealer and an angle brush or any other brush that you have available to define your lips. Then I'll be applying my lipstick now. I'm using this classic makeup lipstick on my lips. Then I'll be reaching for a lip brush to blend that liner I used in lining my lips and that lipstick together. So after I'm done blending both products together, I'll be reaching for my Milani lipstick and I'll be applying that Milani lipstick just on the center of my lips. But before doing that, I'll be using a brush to define under my lip area, just to ensure that everything is nice and even and there are no unsteady lines there. Then I'll be reaching for more of the concealer just for that define my lips a bit more. Then after doing that, I'll be using a brush to blend the concealer that I used in defining my lips into my skin. Then I'll be reaching for that wedge I used in setting my face and applying the powder that's left on it just to set that concealer in place. And I'll be using my powder brush to dust off any powder that is left. So I'm applying that Milani lipstick on my lips, just on the center of my lips. After I've applied that lipstick, I'll be reaching for my Beauty Treats blush palette. Then I'll be using that very light pink shade. I'll be using that soft pink shade as my blush. I'm just blending that blush on the apples of my cheeks down to my cheekbone area. Then I'll be using my Manizer Sister palettes. I'll be using the highlighter there to highlight my cheekbone area. Basically using a fan brush to apply the highlights along my cheekbone area. Then I'll be applying highlight also to my cupid's bow area. And I'm also applying highlights to my brow bone area and also on the bridge of my nose. I basically just like to apply the highlight on the tip of my nose. Then I'm highlighting my brow bone area. After I'm done doing that, I'm just setting my makeup with my makeup fixer. Then this is the finished look, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video.